everybody, welcome back to Swiftlessons for another lead guitar tutorial. Today I'm going to be breaking down a ton of very cool licks in the key of B minor, but before we jump in, I want to invite you all to unleash your inner guitar hero. In collaboration with Indaband, we're going to be hosting a guitar soloing competition on the Indaband platform, and it's going to be your opportunity to win an iconic Ibanez tube screamer. This is really the only guitar pedal you need in your rig to achieve that classic blues tone. So here's how it works. All you need to do is download the free Indaband app, create an account, and record your most electrifying guitar solo over my spicy minor blues backing track. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting off, this competition is open to everyone. The player who receives the biggest applause on the Indaband app will win the grand prize, an Ibanez tube screamer. Now let's get started learning some classic licks in the key of B minor, which you're more than welcome to work into your original solo. Let's get started. Okay, a close look at the fretboard, getting started with section 1 of this lesson. Breaking down the chord progression that I featured in my backing track, which I've already uploaded to the Indaband platform. Once you've downloaded that app and have become a member, you'll be able to practice and record over top of that session, and also contribute to sessions by players all over the world. Indaband is basically a social media platform for musicians where you can collaborate and grow and learn together and sharpen all those skills that will make you a secret weapon in the studio. Okay, so getting started breaking down these chords, it's going to be a 1-4-5 progression in the key of B minor. The chord shapes we're going to be using are B minor 7. That's your 1 chord. The 4 chord's going to be an E9 chord. And then the 5 chord is going to be an F sharp dominant 7. Okay, getting started with that first chord, B minor 7. I'm barring the 7th fret, low E to high E. Then I'm gonna grab the 9th fret of the A string with my ring finger. All right, my thumb is nice and low. I've got my elbow inside. I'm pulling back with both arms, pressing my chest just a little bit into the guitar for a nice clean bar chord. Okay, now onto the 4 chord, E9. All right, that's gonna be frets. 7, 6, 7, 7, 7. Barring with that ring finger. For a little bit of added flavor, you can take your pinky up a whole step to fret number 9. For a nice funky embellishment. Now for the 5 chord, you could take this up a full step, right? But I like to use the C-shaped position of this F sharp dominant 7 chord. Literally just a C7 shape, transposed up. Now the root note is on the 9th fret of the A string. That's going to be an F sharp note. Okay, so frets 9, 8, 9, and 7. All right, the low E and the high E string are omitted. All right, then we can apply this rhythm. Okay, so a nice funky pattern for you to practice. Over the 1 chord, B minor 7, we're gonna play bass, down, chuck up, chuck. Bass, down, chuck up, chuck. All right, that's gonna allow us to get to the 4 chord a little bit early and play. One more time. All right, so that was up, up, chuck, up, down, down. All right, you put those 2 chords together and we have. All right, now the second rotation, I'm going to throw in a little embellishment. Just taking the chord form up a full step. Now I'm really just gonna hit the D to the high E string. So just the high strings, a down and a quick upstroke. So. Okay, then I'm back to the first variety. before going to the 5 chord. That's going to be F sharp dominant 7, and I'm just gonna comp nice and fast. And that's actually gonna sound fantastic if you can go from being kind of quiet and then working up to more and more dynamic downstrokes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you're back to the 1 chord where the whole progression is going to start over again. Okay, put all that together and we have. For a nice funky rhythm for you to practice. Okay, jumping into section 2 now, learning a quick little solo over those changes in B minor. You're welcome to use some of these ideas in your solo, or you can start from scratch using the scales that I'm about to show you. Okay, so we're getting started picturing the B minor chord, and also the overlap in scale, B minor blues scale. Okay, using those ingredients, I'm going to play this first lick. And real slow. Okay, so I'm on the 9th fret of the G string, sliding up and then back a half step. Next I'm going to play. Alright, that was 7 going up to 9. 7 on the B string. Next, we're going to slide 7 on the G, down a half step. Before resolving on the B note, that's going to be the 9th fret of the D string, kind of ushering in the progression. So. Then we're going to do a double stop slide away. That's going to be 7 and 7 on the G and B string. Alright, to get us into the next lick. Okay, so far you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Alright, now that's going to get us to the next lick where we're going to play. And real slow. Okay, so here I'm picturing the E mixolydian scale, since the 4 chord is being played as a major or dominant 7. Alright, that scale looks like this. It's just an E major scale with a flatted 7. I can also play it here. The first part of that lick one more time. So right there I'm still picturing B minor blues scale, sliding up to the 9th fret of the A string, 7 on the D, and then up a full step. Right here the 4 chord comes in, we're going to play. A nice quick little zippy lick there. It's going to be a hammer pull, 6 up to 7 and back. 9th fret of the A string. And then we're going to climb up. Alright, that was 6, 7, 9, 7 on the G. So far you have. Alright, next we're going to play. That was a pull off, 9 going down to 7. 9 on the D. And then back to the 7th fret of the G string. Add that into the mix and we have. Alright, next we're going to play the tail end. Okay, so now I'm picturing the upper extension of the minor blues scale, key of B minor. Alright, so I'm sliding up to the 11th fret of the G string. Then I'm going to play 10, 10. Back to the 10th fret of the B string. and then resolve to the 12th fret of the B string, a B note. Put that together and we have part 1, part 2, part 3. All right, now it's time for a big bend. Okay, that part's pretty melodic, so it should be easy to figure out. You're bending the 12th fret high E string up a full step, down the 12, 10, bend again, 12 there on the high E string, so far you have. Then we're just gonna play. All right, that was 10 on the high E, 12, 12. All right, so 2 strokes on that 12th fret B string. The second one is long with some vibrato. And then a slight little pull off at the very tail end of that note to kind of emulate the human voice. All right, this is gonna sound great if you start off with a little bit of a rake. All right, so. That last little touch is definitely extra. It's optional, but it adds a lot of flavor. All right, that gets us into the next lick. It's gonna sound like this. All right, that was 7/7 on the B string. Then a big bend on the B string, 10th fret, picturing that minor blues scale. Next, we're just alternating 7 and 10, E string and B string, before going down to the 7th fret of the B string. So far you have. Next, the 4 chords coming in, so we need to switch once again. To the E mixolydian scale, finding that note right here, the major third of the E chord on the B string, 9th fret. Very flavorful, very Carlos Santana. Right here. All right, so once we slid up into that 9th fret B string, we're playing 7/7, back to 9, and then a big bend, before scaling down the minor blues scale. All right, put that together and we have. All right, adding that into the mix, the full solo, what we have so far. All right, now the 5 chord is coming in. We're gonna play. Okay, so since the 5 chord is an F sharp dominant 7, a lot of times when you're soloing, you can keep it simple and just play the root note of that chord. So, all right, that's just sliding up into that note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we're gonna have a nice little repetition lick. And then slide away. Okay, so there I'm sliding up to the 7th fret of the B string, and then reaching my pinky out to the dominant 7 note, which is right here on the 10th fret of the B string. We're gonna repeat that 4 times. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Before, bending the minor third, 10th fret high E string up, and then resolving, and then sliding away. You add that into the mix and we have the full solo. You can borrow from this, come up with your own original solo, and then add it to the Indaband platform for the chance to win that pedal. Okay, so we put it all together and it should sound like this. everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to head over to patreon.com/swiftlessons if you need some tabs to help you with your study. And also follow the links down in the description to join me on Indaband, follow my profile, and add your guitar solo into the competition. I want to thank my patrons for making all these lessons possible. Until next time, this is Rob coming at you from the Jersey Shore saying happy picking.